Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you see me well today. I got myself finally a light ring. So today I'm gonna be making the video with my little assistant. Hi Snoopy Poopy. This is Stella, my 5-year-old Doberman, and she's gonna be very relevant for this video because she's my little lifesaver. Yes, I love you too. So today's video is gonna be basically a continuation of the video I made a couple months ago. Now we're approaching May, so it's nearly gonna be 6 months since I made big life changes for my diet, for myself. Everything has really changed since December 2018. And if you haven't seen my previous video about my plant-based ex-vegan story, check it out. I'll put it here or there, wherever the screen is gonna put it. Basically, last December, I'll recap what happened. I was at my all-time low when it comes to health. I was like crawling on the floor like a slug, crying and wondering why I was just dying. Like every part of my body was shutting down. My skin, my hair, my muscles, my energy, my digestion, my teeth, everything was just going downhill. And I had been plant-based for many years, and I had been vegan earlier on in my life, and I also got my gallbladder extracted when I was only 9 years old because I was fed only pizza for many years. And as of 9 years old, they told me you have to go practically plant-based because you can no longer digest saturated fats or any fat. So I've been off fat and on plant-based ever since, until December, where I couldn't book an appointment with the doctor soon enough because it was close to the holidays and no one wanted to see me, and I didn't want to wait in a hospital room for 20 hours to get seen. So I decided to start Googling and YouTubing and seeing how I could help myself get better because I could not function anymore. Like, I honestly thought I was dying. Like, it's not even an exaggeration, you know, sometimes you're like so tired, you get home and like, oh my god, I'm dying. Well, I was actually feeling like I was dying, like drowning in myself. So that's a recap. So ever since, sorry, some fish have jumped and she's like, oh, can you see her well? I hope you can. I'll give her some beef bobs while we're at it here. I'm luring her to do videos with me. Yes, here. Okay, so in December, I discovered a few channels like Sveria's channel, Frank Tufano, Daphne Reloaded, Megan Remedy, and I decided to go keto and then to go carnivore, and I took out a lot of things out of my diet. The number one thing I took out was carbohydrates, from potatoes to grains to legumes, all this, and I felt better right away. My digestion got better, my energy got better. Then I cut out dairy completely, and instantly my skin cleared up and my hair was no longer oily, greasy, or whatever. Actually, for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna do a makeup test so you know I'm not BSing you. Okay, white, rub it nice. And the forehead, let's not forget. Oh, here, let's do the eyebrows. There you go. Okay. Not wearing makeup. So my skin was a mess, my hair was a mess, and I cut out dairy, and what the heck. And the last thing I cut out in the last few months, and I really resisted because I was so brainwashed. You need your vegetables, you need the fiber, you need to, anyway. Just letting you know, I couldn't digest anything prior to that. It was just coming, like I would spend hours in the bathroom and, you know, nothing positive would happen there. Too much information, I'm sorry, but you gotta know what you have to refer to. And the last thing I'm cutting out still, like, you know, I still add a little bit of vegetables, but every time I do, I end up vomiting them out or something else like that. So vegetables don't really work for me unless it's a little bit of cruciferous. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Cruciferous, like broccoli or zucchini, that in small amounts. But anything like tomatoes or any other nightshades is like blah. And I still have a few fruits, nothing acidic. I mainly have berries, some durian, some coconut. So I'll explain to you why I'm still consuming these foods and how I'm consuming it, and just my little table. Yes, and we're making a video and I love her so much. But before I explain to you why my diet and how I got to all these conclusions, I'll tell you more about my little assistant here, because she's the reason for my health getting better. Her and I are just connected like that, you know. So her name is Stella, she's 5, and I'll tell her her story, okay? I got her when she was 12 weeks old. She was the runt of the litter. There was her big brother that was big and strong. There was a sister that was big and strong. That was Stella. And 2 other ones that got killed by their mom. So her mom fractured her snout, and we only realized as the nose grew longer that it was like this. It doesn't bother her. Her eye sometimes drips a bit, but no biggie. She's fully functional. Her brother bit her elbow, so she has a permanent cyst on it, but like the previous one, it's okay. She's my little accident-prone girl. But when I got her, she was kibble-fed baby. She was normal size, 12 weeks. But the moment I got her home, I realized she would eat her poo, and she had a lot of diarrhea. So we got her dewormed to make sure it wasn't worms, that it wasn't worms. So I started researching. I'm like, why is my dog eating her poo? You know, it's not normal to eat your own poo. But apparently it's because there was still undigested food in the poo, and there was still some nutrients, and she was desperately looking for nutrients to be reabsorbed. And the diarrhea was really, really bad. Once, it's pretty disgusting actually. It was in my fish room, and she started having diarrhea, and it was coming out like a jet, and she was circling around herself, so it was making a spiral. Yeah, it was disgusting. I picked it up. But after that, I started researching why is my dog having such poor digestion. I tried all the like expensive kibbles, all the expensive ones. And then I fell upon Dr. Becker, which is a really good veterinarian that recommends raw dog feeding. She's a baby. So I put her on raw meat right away after that. And within like a day or 2, no more diarrhea, no more shit eating, no more nothing. She was a normal puppy, and her teeth were growing nice. She actually lost her baby teeth a couple weeks later. She got big canines growing in. She's beautiful. She never had any actual health issues aside her accidents, like getting hit by an SUV because she thought it was a snowmobile, and she decided to chase it out of the forest. We were like literally going into my car, and she's like, nope, and she went. Her hip was supposed to be replaced or repaired, like a $5,000 surgery, but 2 days after she got hit, she didn't even make it to the surgery, that she was already going up and down the stairs and using her leg, and her hip repaired so well that they couldn't, like when we did a, how do you say, a scan, when you see, you know, radiography. Anyways, they scanned her hip after, and there was no more breaks showing. Like it repaired like magical, like nothing happened. And it was like an SUV, 60 kilometers an hour, so maybe 45 miles an hour that hit her. Like wow. So yeah, she's very accident prone. She's actually in convalescence right now because she loves hunting. We go hiking a lot, and on our last hike she decided a rabbit is too flimsy. I ate a few of them. I ate the groundhogs. I went after porcupine. That wasn't a good idea. Spikes all over. This time she went after a fox, and the fox fight back, and yeah. So she has a few lacerations now, but nothing major. She's just kicking it. So why I'm telling you her story is because every time I would feed her something that wasn't raw meat, she would react to it, and I started to understand that her reactions to food were the exact same reactions to food as me. Alright, before, you know how they say peanut butter and a toast is nice for a dog, you can feed them that with no problem. Well, I started giving her a whole grain toast with peanut butter. Within a couple months, she gained 5 to 10 pounds. I'm like, what? So me too. I was eating the same, I was gaining weight, yet I'm super active. I'm like, what is going on? We're both getting fat. So I cut that out of her diet, all grains, everything. She's back at a normal 65 to 78 pounds, which is good for a Doberman. She's looking at me so cute. Then every time I would give her some Greek yogurt or something, dairy, she would have crazy dandruffs and pimples up here on her chin the very next day, and that would last 3 to 5 days. And I'm like, whoa, well, let me try that. So I would eat dairy the same day as her, and the very next day we had the exact same symptoms. They're trying to convince you that humans are not carnivores. Why am I reacting exactly the same way as her within the same days? And before I continue the story of all the foods that we react the same, I just want to pause it because I should have said that earlier in the video. Why did dogs, ancient wolves, befriend humans way back in history? Why would a carnivore apex predator befriend someone that is plant-based? Tell me that. If we were plant-based or designed to eat plants, why would the wolves become besties with us? Why would they live off our scraps? Because that's what attracted the wolves to the humans. They were living off our scraps, and that's why they decided to move in with us, you know? It's not just the scraps. If you close your eyes and you think of the first humans in history, well, you just paint yourself an image of how do you see your ancestors. What do you see them wearing? What do you see them eating? What do you actually see? Like, if you're really honest to yourself. I personally see them in animal skins for coverage, because after a certain period of time in history, we lost our fur, our hair everywhere, so we needed to have clothing. And the reason why we lost our fur, hair, is because we used animal hides to cover ourselves. So we would eat the animal and cover ourselves in their hides. We would build shelters with them, everything. So those are your ancestors. Just listen to the call of the wild, you know? That's why the dog became our best friend. We became allies for hunting. We ate the same things. They ate the bones that we couldn't crunch with our mouth, you know? Exactly. See? She agrees to that. She's so sweet. So that's why I think dogs befriended us. We were never plant-based. We are not plant-based animals. Yes, the men would go hunting, the big mammoth, the big deer, whatsoever. And yes, the woman would pick some berries, some fruits, okay, but we would pick at it, okay? Hunter-gatherer, okay? Yes, we would add a few berries into our meat sometimes to make it fantastic, but we do not live in a berry bush. There's not enough berry bushes to create that many humans on Earth. Like, in my mind, it makes a lot of sense. I hope it makes a lot of sense to you that dogs and humans are very similar. The reason a lot of plant-based people and vegans say we are more herbivores than carnivores is because we don't have the big canines like the dogs, but we do have canines. That's also evolution. Our digestive systems are still the same and process the same, but our mouth have adapted to not need those big canines because we learned to cook. We had fire since a very early start, so we don't need to tear with our mouth anymore. But if you look at all the other primates, they all have giant canines. Light bulb. So we are the same. Her and I, we're the same. So another thing that she teaches me is how to differentiate which fruit is good for you, which fruit is bad, which vegetable is good or bad. She will never eat uncooked vegetables. Like, she will eat broccoli very sporadically if it's cooked. And I don't know how she knows that. She has so many instincts there's science that backs up that if you eat uncooked vegetables, they have some defenses that prevents you from eating them, from digesting them properly, hence making you sick, so you stop eating them. Any plant doesn't want you to eat. Fruits want you to eat them so you can ingest the seed and poop it at the new location to make a treat, okay? So she will only eat certain cooked vegetables only, and very small quantities. So I do the same as her. I eat a few broccolis, you know, she likes green beans also. I like green beans, so we eat that, but in small quantity, because too much fiber just gives us both the runs. There's no other way of saying this. Also fruits, anything acidic, it's a big no-no for her. And me too, I noticed that drinking acidic things, or like lemons and any citrus or apples, it will hurt my teeth. And funny enough, the first teeth that I started seeing receding gums on were all my canines. I should have known that way back in the day when I was like, why are all my teeth hurting and my gums receding, and the main teeth that were hurting were my canines. It's like my primal self talking to me being, hey Isabella, wake up, go eat some meat, you know? And I didn't actually enjoy eating meat in the beginning. I didn't, because I was so brainwashed and repulsed that it was a dead animal, a dead cow just mooing there in a plate. But I learned to understand and disconnect from the friendship aspect, you understand? Not everyone's your friend, and not every food source has to be your friend, and sometimes they would probably eat you also if they could, so. So alongside that, the fruits that we both eat, still we have some durian. She loves durian. We love coconuts and some certain berries that are not very acidic, like blueberries. She goes really crazy for durian though. Another thing she teaches me for digestion is something she does since she is very, very small. Okay, actually my friends find it very disgusting because she tends to take fresh meat or fresh bones. It has to be either meat or bones, never organs, okay? So a whole chicken or a big piece of meat with bones to it, she will dig out a hole in the ground and she will let it ferment in the ground. And depending on the temperature, she'll undig it then. At first I was like, wow, she's disgusting. And once I actually went and started unburying it for her, and I'm like, here's your meat, eat it, you know? It's only had been 1 week. She looked at me like an alien, like I was an ignorant person. She brought it to the same spot and then pushed more earth on top, buried it perfectly. She's like, idiot, 2 more weeks. And in 2 more weeks, she unburied it and ate it. It had to ferment or something. So there's the fermentation aspect of it and also the B12. Sometimes she will only bury it for a couple of hours and then undig it with some earth on it. You just Google it, B12, that you find B12 naturally in the soil, and that's why she buries her meat. I won't bury my meat, but I will either get aged meat or I will let it age in my fridge or on my counter to let it ferment a little bit. Probably not 3 weeks, but most meats that you do get at your groceries are already been aged. They're probably 1 to 3 months old by the time you consume it. So don't think the cow was slaughtered yesterday and then it's on your plate today. No, it actually goes through a process. So it's actually more beneficial for you. Rotten meat is good for you. Now, one thing that you should not eat rotten, and she teaches me that very well, is organ meat. If it's not super, super fresh, she will look at me, spit them on the floor and walk away. So if we ever, that's how I know if I should eat my veal liver raw or if I should cook it. Because sometimes when she spits it out, first I let her try it, and if she spits it out, she says, no, cook it, then I cook it, and then she and I both accept it and we eat it. So she's so knowledgeable, and I really owe my life and my health to her. She's like, she knows things that humans should know, but we're not humanized actually. Human is what we were before we became those machines that just listen to others that rule us to tell us what to do with our lives. I find that children have more actual instincts than adults, because you know how children are forced to eat their vegetables and they just spit it out, same as dogs would. They just know it. They know it, and as you grow older, you let society influence you, you let people influence you. Ethics. What is ethics? Tell me, what is ethics? What is being ethical? It's just being sensitive and just letting others tell you what to be sensitive about. There's no ethics. Like, I don't believe in ethics. I'm not a sensitive person. I always said it. I believe in justice and logic, but not ethics. Ethics is for someone to tell you what to do, basically. I know it's not the definition of it, but that's how I see it, you know. In life, we are created to survive, thrive, procreate, and die. We're not immortal, so there's not one vegan diet in this world that will prevent you from dying. But there is natural biology that will make you survive and thrive. So after what I've experienced and how I was on my all-time low, honestly, how I feel now, some people actually think I'm on drugs or something, because I have so much energy. I could just go on and on and on, and I wake up every morning refreshed and happy and like, whoa, let's do something, you know? And I don't sleep as many hours anymore. I don't need it. Like, I have drive just to do things. Like, I hike so much more. And all my osteo pains, like my hip pain, my hip inflammation, all my inflammation, jaw inflammation, it's gone. My skin is good, my hair is good, I have energy. I haven't actually hit the gym since 2017, and the other day I accidentally had a little caffeine in my matcha green tea at Starbucks. Don't you fool me. Anyways, I started doing pull-ups non-stop, and I actually was able to do 10 unassisted pull-ups by myself, which I couldn't even do back in the days when I worked out. And I'm like, huh? What happened? How did I do that, you know? Okay, caffeine is potent, but not that potent. Like, you don't end up like just hanging from a bar going da-da-da-da-da. It was really cool, and I'm really happy with the results. Like, 6 months into this, it's truly fantastic, and I truly owe this dog everything. She opened my mind, and she really taught me how to eat, what to eat, when to eat. She also eats only once a day. I cannot just do once a day because I have no gallbladder, so my bile just keeps dripping, and yeah, it's not. So I eat small quantity in the morning, like just something to let my system digest, and then I eat one big meal at the end of the day. And sometimes I give her like some beef puffs in the morning, but ultimately she has one meal a day, and she's 5 years old. Let me just raise her. She's 5 years old. She has no dandruff, no cavities. Show the teeth. Show the teeth. See? Beautiful white teeth. Not cavities, no, what's it called? Tartar. No health problems, no allergies. Same. Me and her. We have been healed on the meat diet, and I love you. So I owe it to her and all the people on YouTube that have created that movement. Unlike some other diets or movements, it's not a cult. It's just people that have suffered like me and have tried something completely opposite of what is recommended, and have dug deeper into their roots, into what they're supposed to be, what they were meant to be, what they were a long time ago. And even though our teeth no longer have giant canines because we learned to cook with fire, our internal organs remain the same, our microbiome is the same, and I truly believe in this. And so far my 6-month update is that I'm a new man, but a new woman, I guess. I don't know. Is there such an expression as I'm a new woman? I guess. I just mostly hear I'm a new man everywhere. But I truly feel amazing and blessed by all the course of these events. And if there's anything that changes or anything, if I actually won't lie to you, if ever I crash on this diet and I develop tumors, or if I have cancer, if, God forbid anything, but If ever I develop anything bad from this diet, I will update you that very time and tell you, hey, I'm crashing, don't do it, go away, stay away from meat. Because when I tell people I only eat meat and like, oh my god, but your heart disease, diabetes. I lost 15 pounds and I can do 10 pull-ups that I could even do when I was a personal trainer. What? You know, so no, if ever that was to happen, I would be the first one to tell you, hey, just run away, go back to tofu. But so far tofu nearly killed me and meat has healed me, so try it, you know? People, like, there's so much brainwash on the internet, honestly. I think every single individual should just make a decision for themselves without thinking of the planet, saving the polar cap, saving Indonesia. Just think of you for just maybe 1 month to 3 months, okay? Think of you and what you want, what you need, how you want to feel, and try alternatives. Try 1 month full vegan, try 1 month full carnivore, or maybe 3. I think 3 is where the difference really is, because all my benefits didn't hit until like 3 to 4 months. Honestly, it depends how long you're plant-based or vegan. It will take you probably longer to recuperate from that. I was my whole life practically plant-based, so probably it took me a little longer than most people, and even without a gallbladder, I'm still kicking and doing great on this. So give yourself a chance to try every single avenue and decide for yourself what is best for yourself before the government steps in and tells you, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Do it for you, not anybody else, not for ethics, not for public image. It doesn't matter. The only one that really matters to you should be you. And it's not a selfish thing, because if you're dead, you cannot contribute positively to anyone. You cannot save lives of anyone else. So be selfish in that way and just do it for you. And that's my take on it, you know. Me and her forever. So thank you so much for watching. This is like usually not what I have on my channel. My channel is about animals and fish and nature vlogs and things like that. So if you do enjoy nature and fish and tortoises and Dobermans and us going on adventures, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell button for my latest notification. And yeah, I promise you a lot more nice videos on every single subject that I can think of. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you shortly. Bye!